are mixing plants or fruits with lead-based things or mercury.
Lead and mercury. The double whammy there.
Oh, yeah. We were just trying to kill ourselves back then. Hey, Science Pals, and welcome back to another Random Theory podcast. I'm Grace.
And I'm Josh.
And together we make up the Random Theory where we discover crazy things in the world.
Crazy things in the world. With science. Maybe with science.
We discover crazy things in the world with science.
Yeah.
I'm about that.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I think that's nice.
That was a good one. Go us.
Yeah.
We're finally getting there.
All right. What episode? No, this is like episode... We're getting really close to 100.
We're getting real close. Let us know in the comments what we should do for the 100th.
Yeah, because we have zero ideas.
We have no idea, but we'll do something fun maybe.
Maybe. An episode might just come out that's the 100th episode. And
we're like, yay.
So how's things?
Things are good. Life is great. Get ready to go to Iceland. I think when this pod comes out, I will actively be in Iceland. So that's fun.
It's very exciting.
Yeah. What about you? Anything new with you?
Just all good stuff. Just living life. Oh, the band might be going back and recording some things this week when we're recording this.
That's exciting.
So yeah, we might be doing that, which is very exciting.
That is exciting. All right. Do you want to read a rating and review from our email?
Yes, I have an email from our email at randomtheorypod@gmail.com.
That would be the one.
This comes from Landon.
Hi, Landon.
He says, "Hello, Random Theory. I've watched TKOR for ... I don't know, a long time. I've watched since Nate and Callie. I think my first video was microwaving a watermelon, or maybe it was Pop Rocks ice cream. Anyway, I've been here for a while. I remember that post on the community tab announcing the podcast. I looked at it, but there was only one episode out, so I kind of forgot about it. I started listening again in September 2022. I may be half OGRT. Anyway, I've listened to every episode. I got the absolute zero joke and did better than Josh in the recent Christmas episode." I'll comment on that after this. He has heard of Gavel the goat, which I believe that was the giant goat that they...
Yes. I was like, what's the goat? The goat. The Christmas goat.
Oh, and he said, to answer your question, it is burned down almost every year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it is like Burning Man, because I think we made a comment of like, what do they do with it? I think we did
too. Yeah. How do they get rid of it?
Yeah. Thanks so much for infecting the podcast world with the fun and exciting energy of TKOR. Y'all are the best, Landon.
Thanks, Landon. We think you're the best.
Landon, that was a great email. Loved it so much.
That was a stupendous email. It was very nicely worded, everything. It
was. There was a lot of like personality in there as well. You really just told a story. I'm glad you did better than me in the Christmas thing.
You had a rough go at the Christmas thing.
It was, yeah. For anyone, go listen to our Christmas episode if you want to hear me fail at random Christmas facts.
They were kind of hard Christmas facts. I pulled some tough ones.
They were, I mean, yeah. Gavel the goat. Who the heck is Gavel the goat? Okay, like, come on. How does anyone know that?
That's awesome.
But yeah, that was from Landon. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Landon.
If you want to write us an email, randomtheorypod@gmail.com to send us an email.
Send us an email. All right. Mine is titled, this comes from Apple Podcasts. It's titled Love the Pod, and it's by Teal Wolf.
Teal Wolf.
They did that because at one point we were talking about like send us emojis and we'll try to figure out like what you want the podcast to be about. And so
for sure.
They sent a lipstick and then like a racing like finish flag, a checkered flag.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I would have gotten it.
I definitely would. I was like makeup and racing. Like,
yeah.
What is that? Yeah, I wouldn't have got that.
They wanted to know, how did makeup start and what was the start of makeup?
Okay. Yeah.
Which I think is a fantastic question. And I know a lot of guys are probably going to be like, what the heck is this podcast about? But bear with us, because this is actually a very interesting topic. And men used to wear makeup.
Really?
Yes. Men used to wear makeup back in the day.
I think we should figure that out. We should get into that. But first we have to go to an ad. All right, we're back.
All right, Teal Wolf, this one is for you. This is the podcast you requested, and we are providing you with the answer. If you're anything like Josh and I, you probably wonder a lot. And every day, and Josh probably doesn't wonder this, but every day as I do my makeup, I wonder, where did this come from? Why do I do this? Why is it still a thing? Why does society require me to wear makeup?
That's not quite me every day. But I have wondered that in the past, like not about me personally, because I don't wear makeup, but I've wondered that. I'm like, why is this? It's a strange thing. Like, why is that a thing? Where did that come from? So I'm on board. I'm here for this.
All right. So for all you makeup lovers or people that are just curious about makeup and what it is, I did some research to give you a brief timeline on the history of makeup, because the history and the timeline is actually really important here. It plays a very, very crucial part.
Okay.
So makeup dates all the way back to 6000 BCE. That's like before Christ.
Okay.
Starting with the Egyptians.
That makes sense. I feel like I could have guessed that.
So they created it as they believed makeup was next to godliness and that it appealed to the gods. And both men and women of all social classes wore makeup. It was also used to represent their wealth, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
And this is actually a pattern we'll see continuing for pretty much close to thousands of years.
I mean, that makes sense. Like, I'm sure makeup was not really something easy to come by back in the day. So only the wealthy had access to it, and it was a status symbol kind of thing.
Yeah, the nicer the makeup, the more higher up you were. But makeup was available to everyone in Egypt at the time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was more so the applicators and storage containers that symbolized a person's wealth rather than the makeup itself.
Oh, okay.
So many poor peasants relied on clay pots and sticks to store and apply their makeup, while the wealthy had access to delicately created boxes and applicators that were often bejeweled and made of ivory.
So, well, that makes sense then. The makeup was kind of the same, but it was just what it was stored in and how you're putting it on your face. Could you imagine smearing makeup on your face with a stick? Would that be...
Absolutely not. I also can't imagine, because like we're going to talk about what they use for makeup. I don't think I would be here for it.
Okay. Okay.
Many Egyptian tombs contain makeup canisters and kits, and in Cleopatra's, they discovered she used lipstick that got its hue from ground up carmine beetles.
Okay.
Yeah, while other women used clay mixed with water to create their lip color.
Beetle.
That just feels so dry. Like the beetle, like, that's gross. Like ground up beetle, like that's just beetle blood.
The clay would also just be, like, I can't imagine smearing clay on my lips. That feels... You're like you said, dry. Like, I think, they would just dry up and crack and be...
Right?
Gross.
So what's crazy about the carmine, the beetle, it is actually the red dye that is in our food.
Oh, what?
So red velvet cake, strawberry frappuccinos, ice cream, basically they all have that like red or pink hue.
In current modern day?
Yes.
Well, that is fascinating.
Yes. The deep red color known as carmine is derived from the acid that the oval-shaped insect produces to fend off predators.
You know, it looks a little bit like a raspberry. Like it literally looks kind of like it's like lumpy, like a raspberry.
Not a cute bug.
Not, it's not something that I'm like, dang, I need to get a bite of that,
Sure.
That's not the vibe I'm picking up, but I guess we all are getting a bite of it in one way or another.
The beetle is yuck, but also the clay on your lips. Like when you get clay on your skin and your hands, it dries you out. Can you imagine putting it on your face and your lips and stuff? Like, blech.
It'd just dry you out and just like crack, and it'd just be a mess.
So the most popular makeup that the Egyptians were known for was kohl, which is similar to black eyeshadow, but used to line the eyes and usually made from a gray ore called galena. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know
the black stuff around their eyes.
Yeah, they'd have like a big, what is that called nowadays? That has like a
cat eye.
Yeah, cat eye.
Kohl is actually still used to this day, although back then it was commonly paired with blue or green eyeshadow, but now it can be paired with anything.
Okay.
Like we talked about, like with the cat eyes and stuff.
Right.
Eyeliner is what it is nowadays.
Right.
The Egyptians also wore red lipstick, which was made by mixing fat and red ochre. And they didn't limit their beauty to their faces. They often used henna to stain their fingertips and toes.
Oh. Man, they were going all out.
Yeah, they really were. They saw makeup as a source of personal power. They believed that having makeup on their eyes protected them from the evil eye, and that kohl protected them from various diseases and damage from the sun.
Well, that last one makes some sense.
Yeah.
Also, I looked it up just because I was curious. Ochre is just another form of clay.
Gotcha.
It's just like a different clay pigment type thing. Yeah, like I said, like damage from the sun definitely makes sense because you're literally just covering up your face with clay, so that'll keep the sun off you.
So now we roll into 4000 BCE, and by this time, people in ancient Greece and Rome began wearing makeup. And for them, they strived to create a more natural look. So women wore light touches of color on their cheeks and lips, created by mixing plants or fruits with lead-based dyes and mercury.
What? All right.
They were mixing plants or fruits with lead-based things or mercury.
Lead and mercury. The double whammy there.
Oh, yeah. We were just trying to kill ourselves back then.
Wow. Man, it is no shock that people died at like 30.
Right? At the time, they also wore light powdered foundations, and at times... but most made sure their natural skin was flawless by using honey and olive oil in their various skincare products, like a moisturizer and cleanser.
I cannot think of a worse thing currently than smearing honey on my face. That just the sensation and the stickiness. I mean, I do have some facial hair, so that also adds, like that just. That would set me over the edge, I think. I'd probably die.
I think I would be okay with honey if it was like a honey sugar scrub.
Yeah, well, okay.
Like if like I'm scrubbing it into my skin, like I would be okay with that. Olive oil is very, very good for your skin.
Right, I have heard that one.
Like that's very, very good for your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about the honey. I'm with you.
Yeah. I'm talking like, you know, you're dipping straight from the pot and just gooing it on your face like that. That sounds so bad. Yeah.
The only thing less natural about makeup in ancient Greece were their eyes and eyebrows. So they used olive oil and charcoal to make their eyebrows bolder and darken around their eyes.
Oh.
I cannot see olive oil and charcoal working well together. Olive oil, their eyebrows had to be runny all over the place.
That's what I was just going to say. I feel like you just have runny eyebrows.
Melty eyebrows. Not good. That's not a good look.
It's not. It's real. I'm sorry. It's not.
No.
It's just not.
All right, now we move into 3000 BCE. And through this period, Chinese royalty used nail polish to represent their social status.
Oh.
And high-ranked leaders wore silver or gold, and low-ranked leaders wore black or red. And the poorer classes were forbidden from wearing any nail polish at all, because you know how that goes.
The poors don't get nail polish.
No. And then around 600 CE, Chinese women began using very light colored foundations, which were usually made up of a very white powder to distinguish themselves from the working classes. And they also wore a strong red powder on their cheeks and darkened their eyebrows.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And they created their pigments and most of their cosmetics at the time. They were created by boiling plants, animal fats, and spices.
Ooh, spices.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I would not like that on my eyeballs.
Or
on my
would
face.
Be like overwhelming.
Yeah.
You got like, I don't know, what, cinnamon on your face? Like,
is your bronzer?
Yeah. Just need to add a little color. Let me put some cumin on my face or some, like nutmeg? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. They also commonly painted their lips in a red heart shape using vermilion. I don't know what vermilion is, though.
Vermilion. Yeah, red pigment. Oh, red pigment made from mercury sulfide.
Good. Okay. There it is. Oh, gosh. So ancient China was one of the first to have fast-changing beauty trends, with many of the early dynasties focusing on changing the shape and color of their eyebrows. And most eyebrow trends were created through the Tang Dynasty, which took place between 618 and 907 AD.
Okay.
Not much has changed because nowadays everyone's all about the eyebrow shape,
That's
the thick
true.
brow, the thin brow, bleh, goes on.
We're all about the brows.
All about the brows, especially during COVID because it's all you could see on people's faces. All right.
True.
Now in 1500 CE, during the time Christian writers began to create an association between makeup and deception, women began to work on their skincare to give their appearance of naturally flawless skin using homemade recipes.
Okay.
So all these male writers started to say like, she is fake for wearing makeup.
I was just gonna say, I feel like this trend still persists among some male circles in the modern day.
Currently, yes, absolutely 1000%.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So suddenly during the 1500s, everything changed when the Elizabethan concept of beauty gained popularity.
Okay.
So everyone began plucking their eyebrows to give the illusion of having a big forehead and whiten their skin using cerus, which is vinegar and white lead.
Sure.
And colored their cheeks and lips with egg whites, ochres, and mercury.
Oh my goodness.
And these beauty trends caused various dangers to women's health and played a major role in bringing the life expectancy down to 29 years.
Hey, there it is. My goodness.
What?
That is. So yeah, I'm familiar with, I think it was like Queen Victoria did this.
We're going to talk about her in a minute.
That is crazy. I mean, like just the lead and mercury it was smearing on your face
had to hurt, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure how mercury poisoning happens, like what it does there, but
okay, so the inorganic salts of mercury are corrosive to the skin, eyes, and gastrointestinal tract.
Gotcha.
And may induce kidney toxicity if ingested, which if they were putting it on their lips, so it was most certainly ingested. And not to mention, your skin is the largest and living and biggest organ on your body.
Yeah.
So it was absorbing everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why they were living to being 29.
Dude, could you imagine that? I'm 26. I'm like 4 years from death. 3 years from death.
They were literally poisoning themselves.
Oh, that is wild.
Okay, so now we have Queen Victoria in the 1900s. She influenced many beauty trends. Only this time it was against all of them. And Queen Victoria believed that makeup was unladylike and vulgar.
Yes.
And this created a backlash against wearing makeup that is arguably seen in the world today. And at this time, women began pinching their cheeks and biting their lips to give themselves a rosy colored look. And many women who continued to wear makeup were looked down upon and considered prostitutes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow, pinching their cheeks and biting their lips. My word.
Can you imagine? Pinch your cheeks, honey.
I mean, yeah, I have
Blech.
heard that of like pinching your cheeks to give them a little rosy look.
Now we roll into the 1920s.
Okay.
And the looks of Hollywood movie stars began encouraging women to wear makeup again.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. So this caused the beauty industry to flourish, and makeup begins to be sold to the masses. And this is still into present day. So like,
oh yeah,
it's crazy. And this led to unique beauty trends such as the red lipstick of the 1950s and the thin eyebrows of the 1990s. And in 1914, Max Factor, who provided wigs to Hollywood studios, developed a grease paint foundation that wouldn't cake or crack.
Oh.
And that grease paint was popular with movie stars both on screen and off. And it marked Factor's first major success in the cosmetic industry. And he also would go on to develop lip gloss, eyebrow pencils, and popularize the word makeup.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He did it all.
Yeah. So in the 1920s, began marketing his makeup to the public with claims they could look like their favorite movie star.
Oh, there it is.
And this is where the toxicity began.
Yeah. If funny that it was a man.
It's always a man.
It's always a man. It is. That's true.
Unless it's coding. Isn't that hilarious? Like the coding was discovered by a woman, but a man discovered makeup.
Well, and
it's not shocking.
Popularized it and made it mainstream. Yeah. Yeah. It's I don't know. Like I have some takes on everything, but I'll keep them mostly to myself. But it is very like, I don't know, like a guy creating an industry that is literally like, ladies, smear this stuff on your face to look good. Like it's such a weird thing. Like I nothing against people that enjoy makeup or anything like that. Like if that's your thing, that's great. But it's just weird that a guy made an empire out of that.
Yeah, exactly. And then a few years earlier in 1915, T.L. Williams started the Maybelline Company.
Oh.
Everyone should know that name.
Yeah.
Williams' sister Mabel had what he thought was an ingenious way to make her lashes look striking. She mixed petroleum jelly and coal dust, which is mascara.
Yeah, yeah.
And Williams distilled this formula into cake form and eventually found great success in selling it to the public.
Is it still made of coal dust?
I
probably
think
not,
it's
right?
made of like new things.
Okay.
I actually don't know what it's made out of, which is what brings me to our next topic of makeup and conversation: public safety. Because makeup companies are not required to list, in the United States this is, to list the ingredients that are in their products.
Normally before doing this podcast, I don't think I would have really batted an eye at that, but after seeing the history that makeup has gone through with lead and mercury, that is concerning.
Yes, it is very, very concerning.
Yeah.
Considering that carbon black, which is a dark powder used in a pigment in cosmetics such as eyeliner, mascara, and lipstick, it is produced by incomplete combustion of carbon-based products such as coal tar and has been linked to increased incidence of cancer.
Okay.
And negative effects on the organs. That's now what's currently in our mascara and eyeliner.
That's the current thing.
Yep. Formaldehyde.
Oh, sure. Formaldehyde.
Yep. They're in many personal care products, particularly in shampoos and liquid body soaps.
Oh, great.
Yep.
Great. I'm probably using some of that then.
Yep.
Occasionally.
Lead and other heavy metals.
Oh, still?
Are still, yep. Here, heavy metals like lead, arsenic, mercury, aluminum, zinc, chromium, and iron are found in a wide variety of personal care products, including lipstick, whitening, toothpaste, eyeliner, and nail color.
Okay, I had seen, I don't know why I just this was a recent thing, but I had seen deodorant, I think it was, being marketed as lead free.
Yeah, and aluminum free. Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
that, but now I'm like, oh, of course. Here you go. Yeah, it was in everything.
Yeah, the US is so relaxed when it comes to all of these things being in our makeup. And like what I said previously, your makeup is like, or no, not your makeup, your skin is the largest organ on your body.
Yes, absolutely.
So whatever is in the products you're using, whether it be shampoo, whether it be soap, whether it be fragrances, your body is absorbing.
Yeah.
Not good.
I mean, it definitely is not good. And you know what sucks is, I mean, obviously, one, the transparency of these companies and the fact that like there's no like
regulation.
Yeah, there's no regulation. They don't care. Mm-hmm. So that sucks. And then you got the companies that are like trying to do it good, doing it, trying to be transparent and trying to make products that aren't full of formaldehyde and death. But then, unfortunately, with the way the market is, then those products end up being like triple the price.
Exactly.
Or whatever. And so then they're not very accessible to people. And
it's so sad because like Teflon is in your makeup.
Gosh.
So Teflon is quite literally, it's a non-stick ingredient.
Yeah,
number one,
it's in pans.
And they tell you to like throw away your pans because Teflon is like super bad for you.
It's bad, yeah.
So it's in your makeup. It's in a non-stick, and it's a fluorinated compound, and it's associated with delaying your menstruation.
Oh.
And later breast development and cancer.
Well.
But that's in our makeup, and we just have to suck it up.
Oh man. I feel like every single one of these probably ends with end cancer.
Yeah. Titanium dioxide is used in a variety of personal care products, including sunscreen, pressed powders, loose powders, UV filters, and whitening agents.
My word.
And I get it. Like, you're getting these in small little amounts. Yeah. But small little amounts add up. That's like when you poison somebody with a little bit and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. Eventually, they die.
True, yeah. Well, and like if you think about it, okay, like most people, you have your brand and you stick to it, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so, yeah, it's like it's a little amount, but you're using it for 20 years or whatever.
Exactly.
So, yeah, eventually the harm is going to be done over the course of 20 years.
Yeah, so I got all this information. It's called Campaign for Safe Cosmetics, or CSC, and they have all kinds of things that you should avoid. So like you should try to like read your labels and check for ingredients if possible, if it's on there. And so the big ones you want to avoid are titanium dioxide, carbon black, PTFE, talc, BHA, any silicas, and then formaldehyde.
It's just so I mean, it's like, well, yeah, of course you should avoid formaldehyde.
Yeah. So also, there is an app. So it's called Get Clearya, CLEARYA, or Think Dirty. And it'll help you find out whether the products are toxic as you shop. So like you scan it and it'll tell you if it's toxic.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm about to go really scan all my stuff and probably throw it all away.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what's so hard. Yeah. Is most stuff is just made this way.
Yeah. It's crazy. PTFE is Teflon.
PTFE. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's Teflon. Gotcha. In case anyone was like, what is that? It's Teflon.
And I was going to say you shouted out the name of the organization. The website is safecosmetics.org. Mm-hmm. If you want to read through it, it's very interesting. You
should send this to, if you're a male listening to this and you got to this point, you need to send this podcast to your female relatives.
Well, also,
anyone.
I'll just read through it. I'm looking through it right now. And I mean, there's stuff like sunscreen. I use sunscreen as a male, or different, shampoos, body washes, stuff like that. That's
dental.
Even if you don't wear makeup, there's still a lot of products in your life that are potentially harmful.
Yeah, it's crazy to even think about. It also makes me so sad, like genuinely, that other countries are so much tighter on regulation and what they allow in, what they don't allow. And we just don't care here.
Yeah.
Like that bothers me so much. So much.
Yeah.
It just really irks me.
I mean, it's the same with like the FDA and food.
Yeah.
you know, like our the US's food situation and like what is allowed and what isn't is vastly inferior to
So
other
bad.
countries.
It is so bad. It's like so saddening and disheartening too. Like it just makes me want to buy a plot of land and just like grow all my own stuff and just have my own goats and chickens and cows and just live off the land.
Live off the land. Yeah.
Make my own makeup with berries.
There you go. You're going to go dig your own lead and you're going to
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So bad. So bad. Jeez. Well, yeah, that's makeup and the history of makeup and why people were dying so young. You know what's crazy? If childbirth wasn't killing people back in the day, like makeup was.
Everything was killing you back in the day.
That's true. That's true. Everything
like I mean, it's that thing of, I feel like it's brought up often when people are talking about society and like the future and technological advancements, that like there was a shift where people woke up and had to survive. Like that was their main goal in the day. It was like, I'm going to wake up and I need to live today.
I need to not be eaten by a lion.
Yeah. And now I wake up and I'm like, oh, what do I want? Do I want to play video games or do I want to like whatever, like it's so different now.
All right, guys, send this off to your friends, family, keep them safe and have them take a look at what they're putting on the largest organ on their body, because no one needs to be ingesting or absorbing whatever.
That one's interesting. I was shocked to hear that.
Or Teflon. Blech.
Well, it's certainly not Teflon. Also, check your pans for Teflon.
Yeah. Guys, if you have a suggestion, make sure you leave it in a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or send us an email at
randomtheorypod@gmail.com.
There it is. One day I'm going to learn that email address.
The ratings and reviews on Apple Podcast really help us out as well. So make sure you're leaving those and subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening. If it's Apple Podcast or Spotify or whatever, that also helps.
It does. All right, science pals and OG friends, we will see you next week with another fun random podcast.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.